Hey guys, it's the beginning of November right now, and I've done a lot of work on my bike. Unfortunately, I have not been able to take any videos, but I will give you an update about the current state of my bike. Did a lot, and I really like the result up till now. I think it just looks awesome. Well, first of all, I filled my forks with oil and I installed them. Also, I respoked my wheels, my front wheel and my rear wheel, and I put some rubber on them yesterday. I installed my Baja headlights after I refurbished it. Basically cleaned everything up, redid all the wiring. I installed most of my electrical wiring, like the main harness. I made this mudguard out of aluminium. Yeah, basically I just made the mudguard out of cardboard first, and then cut it out of aluminium, and I bent it in the right shape, and then I riveted it all together with rivets, and here in the back as well. This is like a container which will hold all my connectors, my rear connectors. And then this is the mudguard, and I riveted the container to it, the box. I reused this part, this plastic part, and I made a stay for it, which I riveted onto the aluminium plate. I rerouted my wiring for my indicators in the back. I have these two indicators, which are LED indicators. Originally, the wiring for the indicators are originally placed on the side of the rear fender, but I moved them to the back so I can have like some luggage system here. Now originally this wire runs down at the bottom of the fender alongside this subframe, and then just moves to the front, but I decided to reroute the wire to the top of the fender, making it more accessible for me and making it go out of the way of all the rocks and the dirt and the debris that will be thrown around by the rear wheel. And yeah, I think it just looks spiffy. Let's see. This is the rear wheel, which I respoked, relaced as they call that. And this is the rubber that I put on yesterday. This is a ICR tire. Originally I was looking for the size 300 by 18, but I didn't have 300, but apparently the size 120 by 80 is the same as 300. And then here on the tire it says 62P. The 62 stands for the loading capacity of this tire. I believe it's somewhere like 236 kilograms. And then the P stands for the maximum speed you can use this tire with, which is 150. So this is just a standard code, loading capacity plus speed. and this is the size of the tire. I also installed my rear sprocket, which is an FM. It's a French brand, and I believe it's the old sprocket configuration, just the normal amount of teeth. I installed a side foot peg, which is IMS. It's an extra wide foot peg. And I also inserted the bottom end of my engine. But unfortunately, I discovered yesterday that I will have to pull out this engine again and completely take it apart, disassemble it and give it a complete overhaul, because this crankshaft has got a bit of play in it, and it's not a lot. I can barely feel it. On this side I can barely feel it, but I feel like a tick, 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 tick when I move it up and down, and it shouldn't have any play whatsoever. The service manual says that basically the bearings, the crankshaft bearings, have to be replaced when there's a play that exceeds 0.1 millimeter. Now on this side here, when I move it up and down, I can really, perhaps you hear a click. And I assume that that click indicates that the play is more than 0.1 millimeters. So I'll have to tear my engine apart, split the crankcase, replace the crankshaft, bearings, and now yeah, see how that goes. I've never done that before with this engine. I do know what parts there are in this engine. So this is the pickup coil, which tells the CDI, the capacitor discharge ignition, at what point the crankshaft and also the piston is. This is my crankshaft, this is my oil pump, and then here is the clutch shaft. Usually you have to put the clutch basket on this one. And then here is my gearbox. And then this axle here, this shaft here, is for my kickstarter. So yeah, that's about it. And there's a little one. Don't really know what that's for. I think it's also gear related, but I'll look it up. And then here is an oil strainer just wedged in, which I'll also pull out and clean, of course. So yeah, I think the bike looks awesome as it is right now, but it will look even awesomer when it's finished. Now yeah, this is the top part. I reinstalled my my ignition here, my key. Now yeah, also this whole light set has been refurbished. As I said, I just cleaned it all out, and I polished and lacquered the frame, the headlight frame. As you can see, I still need some levers here. On this side I need my my throttle, plus I'll need my my brake lever, and on the other side I will need the grip, and I will need my clutch lever, which I'll have to buy. Then also my whole brake system is still under construction, as they say. Here there should be one caliper, there should be a brake disc, so I have to buy the brake disc and I have to finish the overhaul of my caliper. And then I need, of course, my lines, my brake lines, which I will buy some meshed stainless steel lines for. And on the rear, basically the same deal. The chain has to be installed. I have that chain. But on the other side, the caliper needs to be installed at this position, somewhere around here, and I need to have a brake disc here in the rear as well, so need to buy that too. And then of course my exhaust system. I have the original exhaust system since my engine has been transformed into an MD30 engine. At least the cylinder head comes from an MD30. My exhaust system is also from an MD30 engine, so an XLR250R. And I have that exhaust system, but it's a bit heavy, a bit bulky, and I hope to be able to change that around for something lighter, something with a nicer sound. So that's Mikey. When things go well, I hope to be able to start it up in, let's say, 3 months. If I'm lucky, it'll probably be 3 or 4 months. Oh, and also I refurbished and reinstalled my skid plate, which is a rough end road skid plate. And yeah, basically I polished it, sanded it, polished it, and I lacquered it with my clear coat. So, now yeah, I hope to be able to put some more videos online, because this project is coming along really well. Now I'll show you the remaining parts, which I have over here on these racks. These are all my pedals and pedal related stuff, like brake pedal, gear lever, foot pegs. And then here is my rear master cylinder, which I've taken apart. Let's see, where is it? Which I have taken apart. Here it is. Here's the cylinder itself. And I've taken it apart and took all the gunky bits and pieces out, which is this whole row here. And I will replace this by an original set. And then I've got my rear master cylinder. This is the rear master cylinder. This is the brake caliper, I suppose you call it. This is the rear master cylinder. I will replace this as a whole. And then I've got my my rear braking caliper, which is this one. I cleaned it up. I sandblasted it, and I gave it a bit of a sanding. And also all the gunky bits and pieces, they will be replaced by new parts, OEM parts. Also the piston I had to get out, which was a really difficult thing to do. Finally it was stuck out of the caliper just a little bit, so I drilled some holes in there, as you can see, on this side and on the other side, and I put some iron wire through that, and then I just basically pulled the piston out with the iron wire. And then this is my my front brake caliper, also cleaned, sandblasted and sanded, and the gunky bits and pieces, plus a ceramic piston. There were 2 pistons in there, and yeah, they were just wedged in like a house, so I had to yeah, demolish them while located inside the caliper, and I just took them out in bits and pieces. And then here's a tray with some odd stuff, basically a whole bunch of bolts to put my engine back together, and my cam chain tensioner. And then there's my cylinder head here and a piston. Oh, this is my cylinder plus the piston. And then here's the cylinder head. So this part here, the cylinder head, that's from an MD30 engine, and the rest of my engine is MD22. And then this is my cylinder head cover. So inside, of course, we have the valves, and we have the cam chain, the camshaft, and cam sprocket, and nou ja, kind of stuff. Here's my K&N filter, and then here is a side cover. What else do I have? Oh, I have my powder coated parts here, which I have to put on at last. Then here's my seat, which I have to shorten because I'm going to put a bigger tank onto the bike. It originally has a 9-liter tank and I'm going to put a 21-liter tank on it, so there will basically be less space left in front for the seat because this is all tank. So I'll have to shrink the seat to a smaller size. And then here's my exhaust, the muffler and the exhaust pipe. Well, I'm gonna redo these. I'm basically gonna sandblast them and paint them, but hopefully I can change this set for a lighter set and smaller. And then here's my carburetor. I haven't done anything with this carburetor, just bagged it and shelved it. So I have refurbished this carburetor completely back in Japan. So I'm probably gonna do it refurbish it just lightly. And then here are my oil lines. Oh yeah, I've also installed the oil cooler. And now lastly, my crankcase breather. Also haven't done anything with this, just bagged it and shelved it. Here's my chain. It's a new one, so just have to clean it up and install it. It's an X-ring chain. Then here's my clutch basket, and my clutch hub plus plates and friction plates, steel plates and friction plates. I think I'll open this up and see what the status of my plates. And then here is the other side cover with inside of it. Hidden inside the alternator. So my dynamo that generates all my electricity. I don't know if this thing can still be boosted up because I'd like to have a higher output. But I will look into it. I mean, all the pins seem to be filled up, so I don't know if it's possible to rewind those pins and then have like a higher wattage output, but I'll look into that. And then here's my magneto or my flywheel, and yeah, all my bolts I'm replacing for these high tensile bolts, which are really good because they have a flange attached to them, and they can be tensioned with high tension. But of course I won't be tensing it with high tension because it's all aluminium, my block. But at least I hope that these will last me a long time. So that's it. The update. Oh yeah, and then here are all my electrical pieces, bits and pieces. This is my meter set, which I will probably replace for a Trail Tech Viper, which is a digital meter set. And then I won't be using my speedometer cable anymore. And yeah, it'll just look a bit better. It's just an upgrade of my bike. And here's my throttle. This is the original throttle, but I will probably replace this throttle with a Magura 314, which is pretty common in the motorsports world and the dirt bike world, and apparently it's very reliable. And then here's my choke cable, which I will still have to install, and then there's a couple of clutch cables and throttle cables. So yep, that is the project, and hopefully in now about 4 months or so 3 to 4 months I will be able to ride my bike for the very first time, so looking forward to that. Okay, I'll keep you guys informed. Bye.